What's up, YouTube? This is Andy here from Real Run Gaming, bringing you my first 6th gen battle. Technically, this is my second. I lost my first one, but this is the first one I'm posting to YouTube. So pretty much what these are gonna be is they're not gonna be a casual commentary like my Let's Play. They're gonna be informative. They're gonna be educational because I am still learning this metagame. A couple people asked me in the comments on some of my LP videos to, they asked me if I'm getting back into Pokemon battling because they want to see that, and I don't blame them because that's what this channel was originally based off of. After those people left, but yeah. So I'm trying to get back in. The reason I kind of left is because I got the meta the meta game. It got out of hand, and it just got crazy, and then 6th gen restarted, or 6th gen came, and I always like to get in the metagame after it's cooled down a little bit, usually about 3 months, so I'm getting in now. That's the same thing I did with 5th gen, and I had, I would say, pretty good success with 5th gen and learning the metagame. It took me about 2 weeks, I think, and I'm going to be learning it with you guys, because I'm going to be posting some of the battles, I'm going to be posting out things I learned. So, right now, looking at my team, my team is based off of mind games. Like, I had this idea a while ago, and right now, as you can see, it's called mind games because I have 3 Pokemon that could possibly be Mega Pokemon. Gengar, Lucario, and Scizor. And as you guys know, you can only have 1 Mega Pokemon on your team. So, my team is based off mind games. So, I want my opponent to think, when I switch in a Pokemon, I want them to think it could be Mega. So they're going to send in a last chance counter so they don't get swept. But in reality, it's not the Mega Pokemon, and I get to set up on them. So I'm going to explain my team now. But that's the strategy behind the team. So the actual Mega Pokemon is Lucario. But there's a twist. It's actually a nasty plot Lucario. See, a lot of people, like, when I see Lucario, I instantly think physical. But now, since it's Mega, you have to think of special, or, because the special attack was extremely raised, too. I think it's at base 140. And then, I don't know much about 6th gen, so I just brought back 5th gen strategies. I have the Volt Turn Core. I have the Stealth Rocker, Physical Wall Hippowdon. I have a Special Wall Goodra that can actually do pretty decent damage because it has decent special attack. And then I have my favorite set from 5th generation, Sub-Disable Gengar. So his team. Now, I don't know much about the 5th generation, but I did learn a lot from this battle. I learned some things. So, now I'm going to give you the thoughts that I had at the beginning of the battle during the team preview, the exact what was going through my mind. So, I can tell he probably has a Mega Gengar. That was my guess. He has 2 Pokemon that could possibly be Mega. Gengar and Garchomp. My guess was Gengar. I can see his Skarmory's defensive wall. And his Talonflame, I did know what Talonflame does. I did know it was a physical sweeper that has priority on the flying moves, I think. And then his Greninja, I didn't know what it was going to do. I predicted it was some sort of lead, but I still freaking did not go against. I went against my gut, which is a bad thing in Pokemon. And then that tree thing, I believe his name is Trevenant. I don't know. I know it's a ghost grass type, but I hadn't even seen much of it in the game, so I had no idea what it was going to do. I always one-shotted it in the main game, so I have no idea what it's going to do. So that's pretty much, that was what I was thinking in the beginning of the game. I was thinking his Garchomp was a physical sweeper, like a Sword Stance set, but my initial guess was the Gengar was Mega, because I was hearing a lot of things about Mega Gengar being broken. So yeah, let's get this battle going. So despite my instincts, I lead off with Hippowdon, and I was correct. It was a lead, and I don't want to take a Surfer or Hydro Pump or whatever's coming, so I switch into my Special Wall Goodra, and it's going to tank Scald. It has ungodly special defense. It's like base 140. That's higher than freaking Blissey. So, I'm just trying to get Stealth Rocks up here. Like, that was my thing about switching into Hippowdon. And, Greninja has this ability called Protean, I believe is how you pronounce it, where it gets stab on every move it uses. It basically lets, for example, let's say it uses Grass Knot, it will turn into a grass type and get stabbed on that move. So, and I did not see that Ice Beam coming, even though I had a Greninja on my in-game team, and it had Ice Beam, and I can't believe I didn't see that coming. Like I said, this is my second battle, so I'm learning. So I decided to go into my Rotom W just to tank that Ice Beam, and I want to go for the Volt Switch here, hoping he would switch into something. I was kind of thinking he would go into Garchomp, but at the beginning of the game, you never want to overpredict because that will cost you, and it will cost you, and it will cost you. I have to repeat that 3 times because if there's anything I've learned in Pokemon is never overpredict at the beginning of the game. Never. Just make the obvious move. So, he uses Grass Knot. He gets a crit. Barely does anything because Rotom doesn't weigh that much. And I kill him with Volt Switch, which kind of sucks because then he gets the switch initiative. And I'm just going to send out my Hippowdon because I want to get my Stealth Rocks up. But he uses Gengar, and I should have seen something dumb coming like that. I should have seen it. So pretty much since he uses Taunt, that tells me that it's probably a sub-disabled Gengar, which is not a problem. My main sweeper should be able to take him out no problem. So, yeah, just that sub just confirms it. And so I go into Rotom Wash just because it's kind of a special wall. It has an Assault Vest. So I'm just going to Volt Switch to break the sub so I can get some Volt Turn going. So I go into Scizor, thinking that he would not switch because of the obvious Pursuit. But little does he know, I don't have Pursuit. So I try to trick him. And I go for the Bullet Punch looking for an easy kill. But no. I don't think he predicted it. I think he just got lucky. And, yeah. So he sends out this Talonflame. And I'm like, you know, I heard that Talonflame is pretty good. This could be bad. So, now I see why Talonflame is so scary. It learns Swords Dance. It has massive speed. And it gets priority on its flying moves, I believe. Which is with its ability, Gale Wings, it gets priority. I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's already super fast, but jeez. I had one in-game, and it was MVP of the champion battle. I'm not going to spoil it, but it was MVP for me. So I'm going to go into Scizor here because it's pretty much one of my only hopes. I just need to dwindle it down with Quick Attack. I wish I would have had Pursuit instead of Quick Attack, but he's just going to Flare Blitz, kill himself off because he doesn't have a good HP. You know, not a problem. Scizor, man, you know, Volt Turn's not very good in this generation, I've learned. So I'm just going to go into my Annoyer, or my Glue Gengar, because that's what you do when on a Double Down. He goes to his Gengar, too. I get lucky and happen to win the speed tie here. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a speed tie. I assume it was, but I don't think it would have mattered. I could make a case that I could go into my Lucario and sweep him, because Mega Lucario is faster. So he goes into this Skarmory. I'm thinking he's just going to Whirlwind Gengar out. So I just go for Focus Blast, but he sets up his Rocks, which is actually kind of dumb because nothing on my team's really weak to Rocks. And then he goes into this Trevenant thing, predicting the Focus Blast, obviously. That was obvious. And actually, Ghost, I don't think... Shadow Ball wouldn't have been bad because I think Steel doesn't resist Ghost anymore, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, though. So here is where I learned what this Trevenant does. What it does, it has this ability called Harvest, and it has a Citrus Berry, and Harvest lets you reuse berries. So pretty much it's an Annoyer. It's a Staller. It has really good defense stats, and it has a Citrus Berry. It has Protect, Leech Seed, and Burn, and Will-O-Wisp. So it just dwindles you down, and it uses Protect, and it's really cheap, and it's really dumb, and I did not like it in the least bit. So he realizes this is a losing battle. Excuse me. So he goes into his Garchomp, which I think was fatal mistake. I think that was a bad mistake for him. But let's see if it costs him. So he's going to reveal to me that this is his Mega Pokemon. That was my second guess, obviously. So I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball. It doesn't kill. I'm like thinking, No problem. I'm just going to go into Lucario and Vacuum Wave. And I actually forget to Mega Evolve. I forget that's a thing. Because, remember, this is my second battle. I always forget about Mega Evolution. Even in the main game, I forgot a few times. So, luckily it kills. And here, I forget to Mega Evolve again. And that's the whole basis of this team. Is based around Mega Lucario. And it would have killed if it was Mega. So, here, I think I finally remember to Mega Evolve. Actually, I don't. Oh, my gosh. 3 turns, I forget to Mega Evolve. And I'm thinking, wow, is this mistake going to cost me? So, here, I finally Mega Evolve. And, I'm just going to vacuum even. Look how much damage that does. Like, that is definitely a physically defensive Skarmory. He's going to go for Brave Bird. Not enough. Not even close to enough. And there's nothing he can do. I will KO it next turn. Unless he has a Quick Claw, which is actually banned, I think. And so next comes the Trevenant, I believe is what it is. And I'm just going to Dark Pulse. And he's going to get a Citrus Berry. And I thought that would kill, but it didn't. So that just tells you how bulky this thing is. So if you ever see one of these in the metagame, just know how bulky it is. So he's going to Leech Seed. I'm thinking, oh crap, I probably lost this. So he's going to Protect. And I'm going to predict that in Nasty Plot because he had to protect that turn. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I had to Nasty Plot that turn. But he didn't know I had Nasty Plot, so he was going for that safe Protect. And let's see if I can get... And he goes for the double Protect. Fails. I don't think it would have mattered. I think I would have killed anyway. And that kills him. So, GG, Cyborg Ratchet. I'm using Throwaway because, yeah, I was testing. So, thank you so much for watching. And as always, deuces. Tell me what you think about these Wi-Fi battles. Deuces.